Hello YouTubers, this is 777 Die Forever, coming at you with another highly anticipated and highly recommended model as I continue to play catch up. Today I'll be doing a review on a Gemini Jet's vintage Delta Boeing 767-300 in their classic Delta Widget livery scheme in a 1/200 scale model. I purchased this model from Easy Toys, whose store is based out of San Diego, California, here in the United States of America, and their website address is www.easytoys.com. But first, before I go into details about this particular vintage aircraft model, allow me to share some information about the history of Delta Airlines and how they came about, if you would please. Delta is an American-based airline that was founded on March 2nd, 1925 as Huff Doll Industries Incorporated in Macon, Georgia. Then the company moved to Monroe, Louisiana in 1925 as the Huff Doll Industries Corporation was officially incorporated as Delta Air Service on December 3, 1928, then officially commenced operations on June 17, 1929, and was officially incorporated as Delta Air Corporation on December 31, 1930, and eventually relocated its corporate headquarters to Atlanta, Georgia sometime in 1941, and operated under the Delta Air Corporation name up until 1945, when the name was eventually changed to what has become known to the world today as Delta Airlines. Delta is currently the 8th oldest operating airline in the world based on foundation date, after KLM Royal Dutch Airlines, Avianca, Qantas, Aeroflot Russian Airlines, Czech Airlines, Finnair, and Tajik Air respectively. However, Delta is still considered the oldest operating airline still operating in the United States of America today, as Delta is also the largest operating airline in the world when measured in terms of generated revenue, asset value, and market capitalization, as well as the second largest operating airline in the world when based in terms of fleet size, scheduled passenger kilometers flown, as well as the number of passengers carried. Whereas the corporate headquarters of Delta, along with its main hub and base of operations, is located on the grounds of Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, which is located approximately 7 miles south of the downtown district section of Atlanta, Georgia. Delta also has operational hubs that's located at Boston Logan International Airport, located in the Boston suburb of Winthrop, Massachusetts, Detroit Metropolitan Wayne County Airport, which is located in the Detroit suburb of Romulus, Michigan, Los Angeles International Airport, which is located in Los Angeles, California, Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport, which is located in Minneapolis, Minnesota, John F. Kennedy International Airport, which is located in Jamaica, Queens, New York, LaGuardia Airport, which is located in East Elmhurst, Queens, New York, Salt Lake City International Airport, located in Salt Lake City, Utah, and Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, located in Seattle, Washington. And the focus city hubs of Delta are located at Cincinnati Northern Kentucky International Airport, located in Hebron, Kentucky, and Raleigh-Durham International Airport, which is located in Cedar Fork Township, Wake County, North Carolina. As of November 2021, or at the time of this video review posting, Delta currently flies to 325 destinations worldwide on 6 inhabited continents, as Delta is one of 10 airlines to own this actual distinction of permanently flying to all 6 inhabited continents, along with Air Canada, Air China, British Airways, Emirates, Qantas, Korean Air, Qatar Airways, South African Airways, and United Airlines respectively, with an operating fleet of 835 aircraft that includes 70 Boeing 767s, in which 41 of those are the Boeing 767-300s ERs, and the remaining 21 are the Boeing 767-400 ERs, with no unfulfilled orders pending on this aircraft type at the time of this video review posting. Also, as of November 2021, or at the time of this video review posting, Delta is one of 150 airlines in the world of aviation that currently operates as a certified 3-star airline carrier, according to the international airline review firm Skytrax magazine, and the Boeing customer code for Delta for this particular aircraft is 32. Alright everyone, let's take a look at the front of the box here. What you see at the top is the engraved gold Gemini 200 decal. You see the red Widget logo, the Delta title, the SkyTeam logo, the computer generated picture of the aircraft type, Boeing 767-300, the 1/200 scale die-cast model aircraft, as well as the item number information you see at the front of the box. Now you're looking at the back of the box, and what you see, the engraved gold Gemini 200 decal, as well as some other information on there, as well as the Boeing licensed product decal. And then there's a social media page information for Gemini Jets. You can pause and read that if you like. In the meantime, I'm gonna keep this moving, all right? Now you're looking at the top of the box where you see the engraved gold Gemini 200 decal and the warning information, as well as the item box information you see at the top of the box. Now you're looking at the bottom of the box, and all you see is engraved gold Gemini 200 decal, and that is also a flap. I'll show you that momentarily. Now you're looking at the left side of the box where you see the engraved gold Gemini 200 decal, the 1/200 scale diecast model and item number information, the computer generated picture of the aircraft, as well as the aircraft type on the left side of the box. Now you're looking at the right side of the box, the same information on the left side of the box I showed you earlier on, okay? Now you're looking at the front of the box, and the reason you're looking at the front of the box is I laid down on the table, as I mentioned earlier, it was a flap section. So this is the flap part right here. I'm gonna snap it up like that, then I'm gonna flip it up like that. And that is the foam to protect the model and the model stand. So I'm gonna let you see that right now. Let's check it out. All right, taking off the foaming, this is what you see there, the actual model and the model stand. There's no gear replacement door for this particular model, okay? I'm gonna take all that out right now. All right, I took the metal model stand out of the packaging, and this is what it looks like as I took it out. Pretty nice and sturdy. And you see that black pad on top of that model stand? The sole purpose of that black pad, everyone, is not only it protects your model, it also prevents it from being damaged or scratched when you put your model on this particular model stand, all right? All right, with all that information out of the way about the history of Delta Airlines and how they came about and still operating strong despite of what's going on as we speak, all the details here at the front of the box, as well as the back of the box, plus the packaging, plus the model stand actually came out of the packaging. So no further ado, everyone, here is the actual model out of the packaging box. Let's check it out. There it is, everyone. The Gemini Jets Vintage Delta Boeing 767-300 in their classic Delta Widget livery scheme in a 1/200 scale model. Alright, allow me to share some information about this livery scheme and how it came about. It's probably their most classic, iconic livery scheme ever. This was the classic as well as the iconic livery scheme for Delta Airlines, which was called the Delta Widget livery scheme, which was first introduced in 1962, and the first actual aircraft that actually begun sporting this livery scheme was a Douglas DC-8-51 type aircraft, as this livery scheme officially became the standard signature livery look for the entire Delta fleet in September 1968, as Delta sported this livery scheme up until 1997, when it was officially replaced with the Ron Allen Interim livery scheme, which made its debut shortly thereafter in that same exact year. So, with all that information out of the way about this iconic livery scheme, let's get down to business and allow me to show you all the details on this aircraft model. Shall we? Let's check it out. Alright, now looking at the front of the aircraft here on the port/left side, we're going to start at the front. We're going to start at the front nose gears right here, the nose gear struts, the nose gear door featuring the partial registration ship number, the cockpit windows, the windshield wipers. I'm going to give you a better view of those later on in the review. The black radome nose cone, as well as the Peter tubes and the static ports. Now, that little number there, 129, is the actual fleet number, as this particular number is also displayed on the tail fin of the aircraft as well. I'm going to show you that right now. Alright, you see that 129? That's the fleet number on the top of the tail fin of the aircraft, as you can see. Alright. Alright, we still at the center of we still at the front of the aircraft, sorry about that, where you see the Delta billboard title, but more important, you see the Delta Widget logo right here. That's displayed on the front side of the fuselage, as you see right here. And this is the classic Delta Widget logo, which was first introduced in 1959 during Delta's Royal Jet Services promotion that was prior to receiving their very first jet aircraft, which was the Douglas DC-8, as Delta officially entered the jet age in 1959. As this classic logo can also be visibly seen on the engine cowling. I'm about to show you that right now. there, as well as on the tail fin of the aircraft. Check it out. There. Ain't that awesome? I missed that livery. I can be honest with you on that. Whew. How about y'all? All right, we still at the front of the aircraft. I got to mention about the red and blue cheat line, which goes from the front of the aircraft all the way back to the rear of the aircraft. So I'm gonna let you check that out right now. Oh man, that's beautiful. All right, we're at the lower center of the aircraft. As you can see, the landing bogey gears here on this side. That features the landing gear struts as well as the landing gear doors there. But more important, these big massive engine features the engine cone there. And these are the General Electric CF6-80A2 turbofan type engines that was actually used on this particular Delta Airlines Boeing 767-300 jetliner aircraft. Now I'm going to turn this aircraft model around, let you see the turbofan blades. Unfortunately, they do not spin, but I'm going to let you see them anyway. Let's check it out. All right, now you're looking at the front of the engines here on the port slash left side of the aircraft, featuring the engine strikes right there. Unfortunately, on these, they do not spin. Yeah, they don't spin, unfortunately, but it's all good. Then you see the inboard landing light right there is painted on there, as well as the front visual view of the landing bogey gears that features the landing gear struts, as well as the landing gear doors. Now you're looking at the front of the engines here on the starboard side, featuring the engine strikes right there as well. Unfortunately, they do not spin over here as well. That's the sad part about this, but it's all good. And then there's the inboard landing light right there, as well as the front visual view of the landing bogey gears here on this side of the aircraft that features the landing gear struts, as well as the landing gear doors. All right, now you're looking at the front of the aircraft where you got a better visual view of the cockpit windows, the windshield wipers, the black radome nose cone, the nose gear doors, the landing gear lights inside of the nose gear doors, the landing gear struts, as well as the front visual view of the front nose gears. All right. All right, now you're looking at the edge of the wing here on the port side of the aircraft, featuring the red navigation light displayed on the edge of this wing here. All right, now we're at the back of the aircraft here on the port slash left side, and right there underneath this bare metal part of the fuselage is the AFT bulk bin door. And then right there by the American flag decal is the actual registration ship number, November 129 Delta Lima. Registration ship number, November 129 Delta Lima. This aircraft was Delta's 14th Boeing 767-300 jetliner aircraft that actually entered the carrier's fleet. And the first test flight on this aircraft took place on April 24, 1988, and was delivered to Delta Airlines on May 16, 1988. However, this particular aircraft was finally withdrawn from the Delta fleet on February 19, 2017, then was flown to an aircraft storage facility that's located on the grounds of San Bernardino International Airport, which is located in San Bernardino, California, on February 21, 2017, where this aircraft is currently stored up at as of November 2021 at the time of this video review posting. Alright, we're still at the back of the aircraft here on the port side, and right next to that registration ship number is the actual American flag decal, and that flag decal actually represents the country where Delta currently operates from as one of the major flag carrier airlines of the United States of America. And then you slide over here by this last exit door is the Boeing 767 decal. Delta Airlines became the very first American-based carrier that acquired this Boeing 767 variant, the Boeing 767-300, as Delta took delivery of its very first Boeing 767-300 jetliner aircraft, which bared the registration ship number November 118 Delta Lima on November 7, 1986, and took delivery of their very last Boeing 767-300 jetliner aircraft that bared the registration ship number November 1613 Bravo on August 10, 2001. Delta at one time previously registered and operated as many as 121 Boeing 767s in their fleet, in which 85 of those were the Boeing 767-300 variant. And now, as of November 2021, or at the time of this video review posting, there are only 41 Boeing 767-300 ERs that currently remains operating in Delta's fleet, as Delta is currently the world's largest operator of the Boeing 767-300 variant. Alright, we're at the back of the airplane. Once again, you see the Delta Widget logo, along with the partial registration ship number, as I mentioned earlier, right there above the tail fin of the aircraft. Now you're looking at the back of the aircraft. What you see is the APU exhaust hole. Unfortunately, there is no hole there. Gemini Jets, y'all dropped the ball on this one right here. There's no hole there, but it's all good. As well as the entire aircraft from the rear view angle. Check it out. There it is, everyone. Beautiful. Alright, now you're looking at the starboard side of the aircraft. We're going to start at the front nose gears, the landing gear struts, the landing gear doors featuring the partial registration ship number, which is the fleet number 129, the pitot tubes and the static ports, what have you, the black radome nose cone, the windshield wipers, the cockpit windows, the Delta Widget logo, as well as the Delta billboard title, and the front cargo containing loading door, as well as the red and blue cheek line that stretches all the way from this front of the aircraft all the way back to the rear of the aircraft. Alright. As well as the inboard landing light you see there as well. Alright. Now you're looking at the center of the aircraft here on the starboard side, where you see the nice General Electric engine here, the General Electric CF6-80A2 turbofan type engine there, with the Delta Widget logo on the engine column there as well. There's the engine cone, as well as the side visual view of the landing bogey gears on the side of the aircraft that features the landing gear struts as well as the landing gear doors. Now you're looking at the edge of the wing on the starboard side of the aircraft that features the green navigation light displayed here on the edge of this wing here. Now you're looking at the back of the aircraft here on the starboard side, where you see the rear cargo containing loading door, the registration ship number, the American flag decal, the Boeing 767 decal, as well as the Delta Widget logo and the fleet number displayed on the tail fin of the aircraft as well. Let's check that out. There you have it. Very iconic and beautiful. Awesome. Okay, before I show you the aerial bird's eye view of this aircraft model, as well as the undercarriage belly view of this aircraft model in full detail, and now I'm going to let you check out one feature, which is the rolling gears. Let's check them out. It rolls pretty good. Okay, it does tilt. You can tilt by itself. Unfortunately, the front nose gear does not swivel at all. That's another bummer right there. But it is what it is. But it's all good anyway. So with that said, allow me to show you the aerial bird's eye view of this aircraft model. Show you. Let's check it out. Now you're looking at this aircraft from the aerial bird's eye view. We're going to start at the front, where you see the black radome nose cone, the windshield wipers, the cockpit windows, and then you see the anti-collision beacon light right there on top of the aircraft. You see the Delta titles on both sides. There's a high frequency antenna there, an ADF antenna in 3D, and then there's the vertical stabilizer right there known as the tail, as well as the horizontal stabilizer with the two little dots on this side as well as on this side as well. Those two little dots are actually called the illuminator lights, and the sole purpose of these illuminator lights is to actually light up this tail here when it flies during nighttime. So let's check out the engine and the wings right here. There's the engine. You also see the Delta Widget logo on this side as well, and then the wing walkway, as well as the wings here, flaps, slats, aileron spoilers, fuel dump valve, as well as the edge of the wing on this side of the aircraft. Let's check out the engines over here. And there's the wing walkway, as well as the flaps, slats, aileron, spoilers, what have you. Fuel dump valve, as well as the edge of the wing on this side of the aircraft as well. Alright, now you're looking at the undercarriage belly view of this aircraft model. We're going to start at the front. We see the black radome nose cone, then the partial white there, and then everything else is bare metal from this point on. See the closed nose gear door, as well as the open nose gear door, as well as the front nose gear. And then you see the high frequency antennas there. And you see the anti-collision beacon lights, the hole where the stand goes in at, the Gemini Jets logo, another couple more high frequency antenna, the pressure relief valve, the tail skid bumper. The sole purpose of the tail skid bumper was to prevent the aircraft being damaged when it takes off or land when it goes at a certain angle. That's the purpose of that tail skid bumper. And then there's the APU housing doors, as well as the horizontal stabilizers underneath. Now let's check out the gears here on the side of the aircraft. Real challenging tilting, that's all right. And then you see the Delta logo on the engine count on this side of the aircraft, as well as the wings underneath, between the flaps, slats, ailerons, spoilers, what have you, fuel dump valve, as well as the edge of the wing. Now let's check out the engine over here. You also see the Delta Widget logo on the engine collar on this side as well. And then we check the gears right here. They tilt a little bit. The engine there, as well as the wings underneath that features the flaps, slats, ailerons, spoilers, what have you, fuel dump valve, as well as the edge of the wing on this side of the aircraft as well. Okay, since I show you the aerial bird's eye view of this aircraft model, as well as the undercarriage belly view of this aircraft model in full detail, now I'm going to put it on that nice little metal model stand that actually came with the model. So with no further ado, everyone, here is the model on the stand. Let's check it out. Alright, finally got this model on the stand with no problem, no hesitation. As you see it being displayed with the model on the stand in the takeoff landing position, being viewed from the port side of the aircraft. Now you're seeing the model on the stand in the takeoff landing position with the being viewed from the front view angle. Now you're looking at the model on the stand being displayed in the takeoff landing position, being viewed from the starboard side of the aircraft. And finally, you're seeing this model on the stand being viewed in the takeoff landing position with the model being viewed from the tail cam angle. And since this aircraft has no gear replacement doors to substitute the gears, I can go ahead and take this model to stand and go ahead and wrap up this model review. Alright, let's talk about the seating configuration. This particular Delta Airlines Boeing 767-300 jetliner aircraft actually had two seating configured cabin layout versions that was used on this particular aircraft. Configuration number one, which is the 1988 configured cabin layout version, it seated 262 passengers in a two-class configured cabin layout. Here's the breakdown, everyone, from rows 1 to 4, which will be from here to about right here. You had 28 first class seats in rows 9 to 47, which will be from here all the way back to the rear of the aircraft. You had an additional 234 economy class seats, which belonged to a total of 262 seats. And then configuration number 2, which was the 2015 configured cabin layout version, it seats 226 passengers in a 3-class configured cabin layout. Here's the breakdown on that. From rows 1 to 9, which will be from here to about right here, you had 36 Delta One business class seats. Rows 16 to 21, which will be from here to about right there. You had 32 Delta Comfort Plus class seats, and rows 22 to 42, which will be from here all the way back to the rear of the aircraft. You had an additional 143 economy class seats, which brought the total 226 seats. And finally, Delta previously utilized their Boeing 767-300 variant aircraft on certain transcontinental as well as domestic routes, as well as their international routes throughout their route network, primarily from the airline's major operating hubs of Atlanta, Georgia, Boston, Massachusetts, Detroit, Michigan, Los Angeles, California, Minneapolis, St. Paul, New York, JFK, New York, LaGuardia, Salt Lake City, Utah, Seattle, Washington, Raleigh, Durham, North Carolina, and Cincinnati, Ohio. Those were the routes, folks. Well, everyone, this will conclude this particular model review. I'd like to know if you got this model, or you plan on getting this model if you can find it. Your only outside chance of getting this model is on eBay. I'm just glad Gemini just or somebody came along and did this particular 767, as I've been waiting for a quite long time. So with that said, please take care. God bless. Stay tuned as there's more model content coming. Peace.